For this session is for exciting enhancements to pathways and the DCP connection. Okay. Now, when you heard this exciting enhancements to pathways and DCP connection, some of you might have thought that not another enhancements, Vijay. No.
That's right.
Some of you might be rolling your eyes, or some of you might be excited, some of you might be petrified, most of you are experiencing the both. But whatever is it, honestly, this one is a good one. This enhancement is a good one. That's the reason why I'm really excited about this change, because I was looking for this change for quite some time. You understand how these changes, enhancements are going to be beneficial for you individually and also for your club. And see, we have around 34 people now at the moment in the Zoom. As more people keep joining, my question over here is, do we have club offices here? Any club offices? Just raise your hand, virtual hand or a physical hand, club offices. So I can see some hands are going up. Okay, right. So you would love this change. Okay. Um, I have a question for the club officers who raise this hand. The question is, raise your hand if you struggle to find volunteers to fill up the meeting roles. Like, who wants to be a timer? Who wants to be evaluated? Come on, someone be a grammarian. So who experienced those challenges to fill up the meeting roles, right? Yeah, and thanks for sharing that. So you're not alone. You're not alone. We've gone through this. Okay. I know how hard it is. I'm part of 3 different clubs. I know how difficult to fill up the roles in every meeting. There are some clubs they are doing awesome. I'm not talking about those some clubs. A few clubs they're really doing good in filling up the meeting roles. But I'm talking about majority of the clubs. And now, same club offices. Listen to this question. Raise your hand if you would like to witness the scene where your club members are fighting to volunteer for these roles. Please raise your hand if you want to witness that scene. Yeah, everyone wants to see that. Everyone wants to see in our club. Thanks for sharing. Everyone wants to see in our club. I want to do this role. Put me as a timer. I want to be a grammarian in the next meeting. So that's what we want to see. And the members, so we have 34 people out. Like this question is for everyone, whether you are a club officer or a member or you're not doing any role, it's for everyone. Raise your hands if you are looking for more opportunities to improve your leadership skills and also more opportunities to deliver leadership speeches. Please raise your hands. If you're looking for more opportunities to improve your leadership skills and opportunities to deliver leadership speeches. I can see all the hands are going up now. That's exactly, thanks for sharing. That's exactly the reason why all these enhancements are all about. That's why I'm pretty excited about this. Okay, because it's giving a big relief for the club officers to filling up the roles and also giving value to the members. That's what we're going to see in this exciting enhancements to pathways and the DCP connection. Okay. So that's our club mission. We provide a supportive and positive learning and experience in which members are empowered to develop communication leadership skills. And these enhancements are pretty much focusing on that leadership skills section. Okay. And when it comes to the district mission, these enhancements are focusing on how the district can support all the clubs in achieving excellence. So that area is being addressed by these enhancements. And quickly to give you an overview of what we're going to see in the next half an hour to 1 hour time is, first we're going to see the why we need this enhancements. The next one is, what are these enhancements? And we're going to see a quick demo as well. And then what are the benefits of these enhancements? And what steps we have to take? What's the strategy to embrace this transition from the old ones to the new one, the enhancements? And then there's going to be a Q&A, ask a lot of questions. There's going to be a lot of questions. Okay, so some of the questions we preempted, we prepared, myself and Mark is prepared for those questions. Some of the questions we might not know the answer, but I guarantee I can go and find out the answers for those questions. That's pretty much the agenda for today. So you do get a chance to speak up I understand we're all Toastmasters. We are looking for opportunity to speak. So at the second half, you will get an opportunity to speak. Now, the question why we need to do these enhancements? You might be asking, so everything is going smooth. Why do we need the enhancements? Because the members asked for it. You asked for these changes. Okay. The first one is member challenges, the challenges faced by the members. The first is a lack of recognition when they are fulfilling the meeting roles. At this point in time, there is no one counting if I'm doing a grammarian role or timer role. There's no record of it. So I'm losing the recognition for doing my roles. And a limited opportunities to do different roles. There's always the same person becoming a table topic master in my club. So I want to do table topics master. So there's a limited opportunities for me to do a diverse roles. And then absence of core leadership development modules in the core program. If I want, I can choose for the leadership program, but it's not part of the core curriculum. So that's one of the challenge for me. Now, what's the challenge for club offices? Shortage of volunteers for meeting operation for our club meetings. Okay, so I saw a few minutes ago everyone raised your hand. So we struggle to find volunteers to fill up the meeting roles, and then difficulty in encouraging members to take roles. Okay. The last one is at that before these changes, there's no structured path for leadership progression in the core program. Now they're bringing that in the core program itself. So these are the challenges, the reason why we need these enhancements, right? Now, what are the enhancements? There are challenges. To address those challenges, TI brought two enhancements. There's mainly two enhancements. Okay. The first one, the club, the members needs to do some additional meeting roles. The club members needs to do some additional meeting roles. That's the first enhancements. The second one is the members will be giving leadership speeches from level 3, level 4, level 5. The members will be giving leadership speeches. So those are the two enhancements. I'm going to show that over here in the slide. The first one is the members will now be required to fulfill specific meeting roles at every level of pathways. So that's becoming one of the criteria to complete the pathways. And then next is at level 3 to 5, the members will be delivering presentations from the Successful Club series, the Better Speaker series, and the Leadership Excellence series. Who is aware of these three series? The Successful Club series, Better Speaker series, the Leadership Excellence series. Raise your hands. Are you aware of these series? Amazing speeches. Amazing speeches. If you are new to Toastmasters, I strongly recommend you go and explore this number of projects under each series. The Successful Club series are 10 to 15 projects. Better Speaker series, 10 to 15 projects. Amazing. Why it's amazing? Because after a certain level, you get confidence, right? I'm just talking to the new members now. You get confidence to give speeches comfortably in front of the group. Now, so far the speeches you've given are like a 5 to 7 minute speeches. Now you want to go to the next level up with more quality content, like a 10-minute speech, a 15 minutes, 20-minute speech. That's where these series helping you. And the beauty of this series is the Successful Club series, Better Speakers series, Leadership Excellence series. When you go to the material, what you can see is you get two documents under each project. The first document is transcript, how to deliver the project. The second document is actual slide pack. Okay, you can just pick up that slide pack and show in the projector in your club and then walk through the slide pack. You can customize or modify the slide pack if you want, but that just handing over you this transcript and the slide pack. That's so amazing. That's why I'm pretty excited with this changes. Now, any questions so far? Any questions so far? So there are only two changes. Any questions so far? You can unmute yourself and ask the question if you have anything before I move further.
The Vijay, Paul Flanagan and Toastmasters.
Yes,
Look,
Paul.
I believe your presentation is very timely. I am across the new structure, nowhere as detailed as what you are. So I really come to the night session to really get a bit more colour, a bit more depth, because I don't think TI has really rolled out the program as well as they could have. But I'm very thankful to the district and to you, and to Janine, that you realise that there's a bit of a lack of information, a bit of a void. So
Yeah, that's exactly why we are sharing this information. All the program quality directors across various districts, we do these sessions to take this information to the club members. And now you heard from me that there are two changes. People would be asking, what do you mean by the specific meeting roles? What meeting roles are required? So if you haven't gone through the base camp yet, you might be asking that question. So if you see the next slide, it clearly shows what are the additional meeting roles required from the two slides now. This slide shows only level 1, level 2, level 3. So in level 1, apart from your speech, level 1 speech, you will be giving a table topic speaker. You will be playing this role, and then you will also be doing an evaluator role, then a timer or a counter. And then in level 2, apart from your level 2 projects, in addition to that, you'll be doing these meeting roles: grammarian, topics master, evaluator, and then one of the three: Toastmaster of the day, timer, or counter. So when you go to level 3, the roles: Toastmaster of the day, evaluator, table topics master, one of those role, table topic speaker or a master or an introductory mentor, and then one of the following from successful club series. Okay, its successful club series has number of projects, 15 to 20 projects. They have given specifically 4 projects. So you got to deliver one of these 4 projects. Okay. Now out here, so these are the additional or new enhancements in level 1, level 2, level 3. Now, one thing might be a bit strange for some of you, which is in level 3, if you see introductory mentor role, because people are aware of all the other roles. You always do that. Now, what is this introductory mentor role? Introductory mentor role is, it's kind of a short-term mentor, but that's defined by the club. Okay, you can choose to mentor one of your club member in navigating pathways, delivering speeches. Okay, and the club can decide, club president or club VP can decide what's the duration. So help another new member for 3 months, then I'll put a tick in this introductory mentor criteria, or help another member for a month, or for 2 speeches, or for the icebreaker speech. They can define the criteria at the club level to put a tick against this introductory mentor role. Okay, but still I will suggest read the mentorship module, so understand what is mentorship means, then it can help. So that's level 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and now let's see level 4 and 5. When you go to level 4 and 5, now you're becoming an experienced Toastmaster. If you're a new Toastmaster, when you are progressing through the levels, you're becoming an experienced Toastmaster. So level 4, Toastmaster of the day, general evaluator, and one of the other roles: table topic speaker, master, or an unofficial role. Okay, I'll explain that what it is. So one of those roles, meeting roles, you'll be completing, and then one of the speeches from successful club series. That's a different set of 4. Okay, different from level 3. One of the speeches from the 4, and then one from the better speaker series. Okay. Now over here, the question could come up as, what is this unofficial role that is unique to your club? Can anyone answer? What's unofficial role that is unique to your club? Unofficial role that is unique to your club. Has anyone got a unique role in your club?
Just like your joke of the day style roles and those things, yeah.
Correct. Correct. Some of the clubs might be having joke of the day. Some clubs might be having, so Judy Murphy saying joke master, hawk master. So if your club have some unique roles, you still get credit for towards that role. Okay, round
What
robin
about
master.
Vijay? What about the supper role, which is quite important to our club? Um, Everybody, is assigned that role for at least once.
Yeah,
Different. So that is a role, but it's not on the agenda.
correct, correct. So now that's where you need to see the intention behind the whole changes. It's like, when the lawmakers are creating a new law, they create a preamble. The preamble defines what's the intention behind the law. Over here, what's the intention behind these changes? The intention behind these changes are to improve this member participation in your club operations. So the supper role, if it is helping the club operation, improving the member participation, then your club can decide that's my special role, and you can give a credit for that role. Okay, so that's why they kept it open. It's an unofficial role that is unique to your club. So your club can make a decision on that. But when you make a decision, that needs to be fair and equal for everyone. Okay, so you can't give club credit to one person, not give a credit to another person. Okay, so you just need to be fair and equal for everyone. So that's level 4 requirements. But having said that, you will get this recording, and also I'm seeing how I can share this slide pack itself so that you can refer back later as well. I'll find a way to share the slide packs, maybe through your area directors. Cool. So that's level 4. And in level 5, it becoming a little bit trickier. In level 5, if you see level 5 general evaluator role, you have to complete twice. And then Toastmaster of the day twice. Evaluator role twice. And then one of the other listed role over there. Over there as well, you can see this unofficial role from your club, and one from successful club series, and one from leadership excellence series. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm going to log into toastmasters.org with my user ID, and then I'll show you how how is that looks like in the Basecamp. If I'm going to Basecamp,
Jay, just before you go on, Paul
yeah,
Fanning again. I saw from the Pathways Facebook page, there's a spreadsheet which gives a diagram of requirements for each of the 6 paths. And I think in some level 4s and level 5s, there is a slight variation on which particular successful club, better speaker series and leadership excellent modules you do, which are meant to align with the focus of that particular path.
yeah.
Are you aware of that?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to show you. I'm going to log into the Basecamp now, and then I will show you. So it actually, this time they created in a way that it avoids the confusion. So you don't need to think, what I need to do. They clearly embedded all these new enhancements within your level itself, within your pathway itself. So you don't need to work it out hard for that. Okay, so I'll share my screen now. So that's toastmasters.org. I logged in with my user ID, and once you're logged in, you can see this home page. And when you click on go to Basecamp, access Basecamp, you will go to Basecamp, your welcome screen in the Basecamp, and it shows all the pathways you enrolled into. Okay, all the pathways and all the pathways you have completed, right? So if I'm clicking on motivational strategies pathway, so that's one of the path I selected. If I click on motivational strategies, I can see all the 5 levels under motivational strategies. Okay. Now I'm clicking on level 1. When I click on level 1, on the left hand side shows level 1 requirements. When I click on that, this page has been updated now. This is a new page. So you can see all the enhancements now in this page. It shows resources to complete this level 1. We'll come to the resources in a minute. And then the required projects: icebreaker, writing speech with purpose, introduction to vocal variety, evaluation feedback. That's always there. But what's been added now is required meeting roles. See, you can see this. These things have been added with the specific instruction. Okay. And also, the beauty is they also added a bit of a blurb how this is working together, how these roles are helping you in this level. That's really a good thing. So they give an explanation. And sometime when a new member joins, they might not know what you mean by table topic speaker, what it required to be a timer. So that's the reason why they added the resources here itself. So it's kind of unloading some of the burden for the VPM or VPE in educating the member. The new member can easily go here and click on this timer script and get the exact script for the timer, get the exact script for the arc counter. Okay. So that's level 1. So if I'm going to say level 3 of my projects. So
quick question.
Yes.
So it doesn't seem like there's anywhere to tick it off in pathways. Is that?
Yeah. Okay. Got it. So I'll show you where you can tick it off. So if I'm going to level 3, it shows level 3 resources, requirements, and then the successful club series. So they're showing 4, even though successful club series has like 15, 12 different projects, but they're asking you to choose one of the 4 here. When you click this, it downloads the pack. Okay. The pack is going to contain a slide pack and the transcript to deliver that project. Usually the projects are 10 to 15 minutes or 20 minutes projects. And the additional roles you have to do to complete this level. Okay. And then you asked, where is the checklist? So if I'm clicking here, checklist here, checklist and completion, it shows the checklist. Have I completed the 2 electives, 1 presentation? Have I served as a Toastmaster of the day? If I am completing Toastmaster of the day, yes, I check that box. And once I completed the evaluator role, I check that box. And if I'm doing once at least a table topic speaker or table topic master, I check that box. Okay. I can also add a new task here. Okay. I'm playing role of a joke master. I can add a new task here. Okay. And then I complete these sections, what I have learned, what I experience, everything, and then submit for Basecamp manager sign off. Okay. So there's a checklist has been embedded here itself. Okay. So I'll just show an example of level 5, how this looks like. If I'm going to level 5 requirements, it shows the resources required. What's the script for grammarian? What's the script for general evaluator? That's kind of educating the members at each level. So it's a bit, I really like that part. A self-education for the members. And then you'll be giving one of the speeches from Successful Club series and one from the Leadership Excellence series. The cool thing is they just integrated everything over here. You don't need to go and separately Google for Leadership Excellence. So they've given the link here. So pretty much you can straight away go and select and download. Okay, and the additional meeting roles that you'll be completing. Okay, so that's how that's been integrated. The additional meeting roles, the additional leadership speeches, they're all integrated in the Basecamp now. Okay.
Excuse me, Vijay.
Yes.
Can I ask a question? It's Greg here from Glen
Yeah,
Oaks.
go on, Greg.
I'm looking at my website now, the Toastmasters International, and I don't see the same thing. I'm on level 3 now looking at it in presentation mastery. and I don't see the same items as what you were showing. Has there been a new upgrade or something that I haven't upgraded to on your
Um,
website?
okay, you will be seeing that. There's only two people will not be seeing these changes. Two group of members. First, if you are, for you it should show, because presentation mastery is a current pathway.
Yeah.
The first category, who is not going to see these changes, or who is in the legacy pathways, because TA decided that they're not going to implement these enhancements in the legacy pathways.
Ah,
Okay, so the
okay.
legacy pathway is going to be obsolete very soon, so
Okay.
they are not getting these enhancements. And then second, these enhancements are at this point in time implemented only in English pathways. If you've chosen any other language, Arabic, Mandarin, different languages, that's not implemented, but that will come in the future. Okay, but for presentation mastery, you should see. Let me see if I have a presentation mastery. If you have completed, so you have 5 levels in presentation mastery. If you
Yeah.
have completed level 1 and level 2, that's been
Yes.
approved by your Basecamp manager,
Yes.
then you no need to go and do again.
Okay.
But if you are halfway through level 3,
Yeah.
then level 3 will have these enhancements. If you are halfway through level 4 will be having these enhancements.
Right.
Okay. Having said that, let me finish this. 2 more slides. I'll finish. There's a lot of other questions. Okay, so similar questions. Myself
Okay.
and Mark has prepared responses for. So hold on your question. I will come back to more questions after 5 minutes. I'm just going to show you 2 more slides and then we can go to the questions.
Okay.
Um, cool. So those are the changes. Now, if we are asking, with this change is clearly showing you what are the benefits now, right? Okay, so what I have seen from my point of view, the benefits are threefold now. One is the members are getting more opportunities to play a variety of roles. Not the same member is doing a table topic master every time. Okay, so they're getting challenged now. So every member wants to do the table topic roles. Every member wants to do the timer role, grammarian roles. And then as a member, you make it count. Whatever you're doing, that's you're getting a recognition for your role. And then for the clubs, now you can breathe now as a club officer, as an improved member participation. People are going to fight to take up those volunteer roles. That is making your club more stronger, more active. And you're going to fill up the meeting roles pretty quickly and very smoothly without nudging people every day. And for the district, what I'm seeing as a program quality director is it's adding more value to the members and accelerating their growth. And the clubs are becoming more stronger and achieving excellence and then improved program quality. So those are the benefits I'm seeing. Now, when we trialed this with some of the members, club officers, they asked a few questions. So I captured some screenshots for those questions as well, like how we can actually do this in real life, how we can record, how the Basecamp manager can track who did what role. Okay, so how can you do this? How can you follow this? I just want to show my screen again. Let me bring up my screen, and that shows the how as a member you can record your roles. So not only when you put the checkbox, someone asked how can I do the checkbox that you are ticking in your level is it's just for your own self check. Okay, the checkbox you are ticking, I did this Toastmaster role, I did grammarian role, that's for only for your own reference. But the Basecamp manager is still not sure on which day you did this role, on which meeting, where, which club. You might be part of 3 different clubs, which club. Okay, so there's a place in Basecamp to do that. That's a kind of an extra work for you to claim your credits. So when you log into Basecamp, this is your welcome screen. you can see on the top right hand side your profile. Okay, and click on the your name icon. You can see the option for profile. Click on the profile and it shows your details, and then at the bottom you can see these meeting roles. Okay, you can see meeting roles. There's a pin here. You can click and then you can select. I did the R counter on this date, 30th September. Invalid date format. Why is that? 2025. Sorry. August.
It's going to want the month first.
Yeah, so month first. I'm just putting the date here and then 2025. Let's see.
No, it'll want the weird American date format.
Okay, so if I'm selecting a date, it is actually accepting.
Just click on the calendar to the
Yeah,
right.
that's true.
Don't need to input the date.
Yeah, so if I'm click on the calendar, it's accepting the date. Okay, now you are updating the dates for the meeting roles that you have performed in your own profile, but this is visible to your Basecamp manager. So your Basecamp manager can see. So Vijay has done the R counter on November 20. They can give the credit towards that. Okay. So a couple of strategies we have to be remember is one is for the members. Now you have to plan ahead a little bit because you might have planned to complete your level 3 within 2 months, but now it's going to take 3 months because you got to do this additional meeting roles. Okay, so you need to plan ahead and allocate additional time to complete your level, and then you update the checklist in the Basecamp at each level. I showed you the checklist, the check boxes. You need to tick that, and then third, go to the Basecamp profile page and the meeting roles. You mention the date, what role you have done on what date, because that's visible to the Basecamp manager, so they can tick off. So that's for members to follow. Okay, the main thing is you got to plan now your schedule for the club offices. Now the club offices, you might have planned to achieve DCP goals at certain time frame, and you pretty much recorded that as part of your club success plan. Now you need to revisit that because your members are going to take a little bit more time to complete these meeting roles. So you have to relook into a club success plan. If required, you might need to adjust or organize additional meetings like a speakathon or additional meetings to ensure the members are ticking the boxes and then completing the levels. There's also option to download the role reports from Easy Speak and Free Toast Host. I'll come to that in a minute. And for the district, our strategy is to create more awareness to the members. Mainly the awareness is to plan for additional time. So we need to make sure this message goes to each and every member in our district. And I'll be including this section, this part in the club officer training as well, so that everyone hears the message. That's pretty much the strategy I'm suggesting to embrace the transition. Okay. Now we go into the second section of this whole meeting. That's all we have, the enhancements changes. Now for the second part, I have let me see, has Mark joined in the meeting? Mark, are you there? Mark Reynolds?
I am, if you can hear me.
Yes, fantastic. Okay, for the next section, so Mark and myself did a bit more research into what could go wrong with these enhancements, where you will be facing challenges. So the next section is to open the floor for Q&A. You can unmute yourself or put your questions in the chat box. Mark can answer. So with the Mark Reynolds is Distinguished Toastmaster or Central Division Director He joined Toastmasters in 2012, okay, many years ago. He was a member of club working with the revitalized education program, which is prelude to the Pathways program. He was a Pathways ambassador in 2015 to 2017. And again, after 10 years, things are coming back. He's again Pathways ambassador now in 2025. So welcome, Mark Reynolds.
Thank you, Vijay, for that excellent presentation. This is the moment when it's finally happened.
Yes.
We might often say that TI doesn't listen to us, but this is the time that they have. There will be some things that we love and some things that we might not like. Greg, it sounds like you've got a question straight away.
Yeah, hi guys. I'm from the Glen Iris Club. So I'm finishing my level 3.
Yep.
And I can't find the Successful Club series, Better Speak series, and the Leadership Excellence series in my pathway.
No.
So I'm looking at my Toastmasters International login, and I'm looking at my level 3 now.
Yeah.
And I think, Vijay, you mentioned something about it might be sort of a different system. So I joined in 2023. So the upgrades might not affect me yet. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
The upgrades are rolled out for all the current pathways.
Right.
I will show you what are there. Only for the legacy pathways, that's not implemented. Which one you mentioned, your pathway?
Level 3.
Now,
presentation mastery.
Presentation mastery should be having.
Yes, it should.
Unless otherwise it's already been approved by the Basecamp manager.
Okay.
Vijay, I'm happy to work with him to work it out over the weekend because he's in my division.
I got those to mine as we speak.
Okay. Can you just initiate an email? Just send an email to me at PQD at D73. I will follow with you. I'm just putting my email in the chat box. So if your question is not answered in today's session, please feel free to, if any of your questions are not answered today's session, please feel free to put an email to me. I'll ensure I'll find the answers. Yeah, because I'm not aware of all the answers to the questions.
Okay.
So, but I will find out.
All right. Thanks for that.
Thank you. I'll just I saw in the chat the question as to whether the roles like Sergeant Arms, meet and greet, Toastmaster of the Day, introducer still a role? And the answer to that appears to be no. I've got a list of valid roles here, which are table topic speaker, speech evaluator, Toastmaster of the Day, general evaluator, and the advanced facilitator roles, which is running the education series presentations. But it doesn't look like those extra roles, like somebody introducing somebody else, the Sergeant Arms, etc. As Vijay showed you, you can certainly add them to the list if you want to keep track of them yourself. But unfortunately, they're not valid markers for completing your level.
Having said that, Mark, in level 4 and level 5, they have, I'll just share the screen.
Yes, please do.
They have this, if you see here, table topic speaker, topics master, or an unofficial role that is unique to your club.
Ah, great. Thank you.
It's level 4 and level 5 as well.
Okay. Well, I'm glad they've added that in.
Yeah. So that is giving a bit of a flexibility to the clubs to add your own role.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
That will also answer the question that put in that Toastmasters generally has not encouraged clubs to have their own meetings in the meeting agenda. Kind of true, kind of not true. And what Vijay has shown, obviously has shown that they're open to marking off those other roles. Thanks for showing that, Vijay. Now,
may I add something there?
Yeah, please do.
Our club has a lot of roles that are not recognised by Toastmasters. We have a film review, a book review,
Yep.
an inspiration, a point of view,
Yep.
and all of those are now classified by TI as an unofficial role, but members do those or some of those at every meeting we have. And that will be at any level, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. They will do those roles.
Yep. And I'm not sure what your question is, because Vijay just showed that can be a valid mark-off after all.
It will be a valid mark-off, and I will approve that for them.
Yeah.
The one big question I have is, Vijay, you are a member of 3 clubs. Who is going to get the benefit of your success as a speaker and developer for the DCP? That's the biggest question I have. If you
Well,
are a multiple club member,
Yeah.
which club is going to get the benefit of you achieving level 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and ultimately your pathway?
That is completely up to you as the member.
Yes.
When you complete a level, as previously, although now it's going to include the member participation roles, and it's going to include the education series, right? But it's still the same principle that when you finish your level, you allocate which club you're crediting that to.
And as a VPE, that is critical for me to know.
Yeah.
Now, at the beginning, not at level 4 or 5.
Okay. All right. Move on to Tracy.
Hey, I'm Tracy from Talking Point at Docklands Toastmasters. I'm also mentoring the new club at NAB in the city as well, called Dynamic Speakers. So my question is was relevant for both clubs. Our clubs are our meetings are very short. We run for 1 hour just because we're in a corporate environment. So people pop down for lunch, go to Toastmasters, head back upstairs. So we don't have the grammarian role because we could not fit it in. Does this mean we now need to introduce that role? Because we dropped it because our meetings were starting to really run over time. So we thought, you know what? The least popular role, we'll just get rid of it.
Yep.
It's all about presenting speeches, and it was just not a role that we wanted to do. So we have to bring it back.
That's right. That's right. You can choose to have some of the roles in one meeting. Say you can choose grammarian role in one meeting, but the timer role in the next meeting, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not ideal, but I guess that would work. Okay.
I'll tell you the official TI answer to that. There is a pathways enhancement, FAQ, and basically it talks about the problem of the 1 hour meetings and says, well, look, this is a challenge for you, and you just need to rotate some of your roles. I don't know if that's a satisfactory answer for you. I understand the pain, especially of trying to fit these longer workshops in, but the official answer is try to rotate roles around.
Yeah. So Tracy, there's also one more challenge you will be facing when people started giving this leadership series speeches. That's going to be 15-20 minute speech, which means you would be cutting off your other speakers or table topics on that day to adjust your timing.
And look, we've had those challenges before.
Yeah.
So we haven't had a long speech for quite some time, but yes, we have had those challenges before. So yeah, we expect that.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Tracy. Was that your only question? Okay. Over to you, Winnie.
Winnie Wu from Glenaris Toastmasters Club. Just to respond to Greg Dimney's question, so I just logged into my own base camp and I'm halfway through level 5, and Vijay, with my, I just looked up my what do you call the projects? It has got bracket legacy on it, so that means don't have to, or lucky me, I don't have to go through do the extra roles to complete my level 5. Just wanted to clarify that.
That means you are missing the fun, Winnie. You are missing the fun.
Oh no, but next pathway, I'll be joining the 5. But I just got to focus on finish my current level 5. So I just want to clarify, if it's got a bracket legacy on it, that means I don't have to do the extra roles.
Correct. So you don't have to do, and also if any for non-English pathways, Arabic, Mandarin, Tamil, other non-English pathways, they have not yet implemented, but that's coming into these enhancements coming into non-English pathways very soon.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Winnie. That has reminded me of another potential question, but I'll move on to Laura.
I was just going to add to that, now that both Greg and Winnie have brought that up. I'm wondering if they started, for instance, Greg, if he started presentation mastery back when there was 10 pathways.
11.
11, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was 10, then it was 11.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's the reason why, because I believe Janine had said something about it being that anything that was started during the legacy phase, that it's only applicable to those who have gotten their path from when it was October last year. Last year?
There are 3 critical dates you've just reminded me of, and they're all October. One, of course, is the new one, 22nd of October 2025 is when we have the pathways enhancements kick in. The other one was same date, 2024. So 22nd of October 2024 is when they dropped off 5 of the paths. They now refer to them as legacy paths. But there is one other difference, which is that I think it was on the 24th of October 2022, level 1 changed. And therefore, if you had a path that you'd purchased prior to the 24th of October 2022, your level 1 looks a little different. You don't have to do the extra things that they changed it to. You just need to do the ones according to your path. Next time around, if you happen to recycle that path again, you have to do the extra things. I'm not sure if that was part of what you were talking about.
Yeah, I've organised with Greg to look at it tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Thanks for that. Matt, you've got a question.
So sorry, just before we go into Matt, a couple of things from the chat box. For the previous question, Sue Pedrick has responded back. Tracy, that might be useful for you. Your club member can donate the time to visit other clubs and do the grammarian role in other club meetings.
Good point.
Yeah, so that's a great idea. And there's another one mentioned, Simon Walliker, a surprising question from Simon. Does the new enhancement start for the DCP in 2026-27 or now? Simon, it's now.
Yes.
Okay, so it's on. Yeah, you can move to Matt's question now. Thanks, Mark.
Okay, Matt.
I'll start with a quick comment. I think if you can't see the new stuff in your pathways, maybe check your checklist. If you're partway through and you're doing a certain path module, you can't see it. You have to go to the checklist. As to my question, is there any, besides just interpersonal, social stuff, is there any way to nudge and encourage people to do particular ones of the successful I can't remember all the words for them, successful speaker series. Just to, because like I know, for instance, like when you got a lot of new members, I know like it's a good idea to give another run through pathways, and that's one of the, actually that's not successful speaker, that's one of the other ones, but you know what I mean? Is there any, besides the curriculum having the 4 selected for each level, is there any way to encourage the curriculum for what your club needs, or is it just a case of play it by ear?
How good a nudger are you?
See, some of these speeches I have seen are part of the electives in level 4 and level 5. So
Yep.
they can give the speech as part of the electives, or they can give outside the pathways, but I don't encourage, because if somebody is giving a speech, if it's not being counted as part of the pathways, then they're not measuring their progress. So I would strongly suggest to find out a pathway, some pathway project to fit that speech.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was talking the pathway of I just mean when you're selecting the one of the 4, because you only have to do one of the 4. I'm saying when selecting.
You can do more than one. Even if the electives, level 4, level 5 electives, it says minimum 1, but you can do all the 4. Yeah.
I'm going to anticipate a question that is likely to come up. It kind of partly has already. One of the questions that has been repeated is, what if you're already partway through a path? And here's how it works. If you imagine 3 different scenarios, one is that you've already completed a level, and your question might be, do I have to go back and do those extra member participation roles in that level that I completed and has already been marked off by the VPE, and it's all done and dusted? The answer to that is no, you don't have to. In fact, if you go back to that level and look at your completion, it's still got the tick there. It'll say you've completed it. But if you look at the list of things, you'll find out that you've actually, you'll find that everything's been ticked off. But at least they are there for you to look at if you want to know what theoretically you were supposed to do. Essentially, you've been grandfathered in. That is, you completed the role, and so it's marked you off as if you had done all those extra things. Now, at the other extreme end would be the question of, well, what about my next level? I haven't started my next level yet. Will I have to do those extra things? The obvious answer to that is yes. There's the one in the middle. What about the level that I'm doing right now? And I've started it and I've completed one project, let's say, but I haven't completed the level or hasn't been marked off yet. And believe it or not, the answer to that question as to whether you need to do the extra roles is that TI are still deciding as to whether they're going to make you do the extra roles or whether they're going to say, well, you'd already started, so we're not going to make you do. But the advice is to act as if you have to do them and keep on monitoring your base camp. I just thought I'd get that one out of the way because it's likely a question that will come up. Are there any questions that are missing?
There are few questions, Mark, from the chat box. Janet from Speaker's Corner is asking, at the higher level, is there a participate as a judge at a competition as an option for acknowledgement? Does the participation as a judge? But from what the research I've done in these enhancements is, these enhancements are for participating in the club meeting roles. So being a judge, it's not part of these enhancements. So if you play a judge role in any competition contest, that's not being counted here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and therefore, in that sense, it hasn't really brought everything back from the old competent leader, because doing those kind of roles in contests would have counted in the competent leader. They haven't brought everything back.
Cool. And Mark, this question you might be able to answer. The next question also from Janet from Speaker's Corner essay. Could there be an unintended consequence if a member has completed all the roles in your pathway? They might feel they are done and not offer to do repeats when an agenda setter is short of people.
Excellent observation. And therefore, you might say that all of this was intended to make sure that people do volunteer for the roles. Has it met its objective if they've done their bit and don't have the incentive to do more. I guess the hope is that when they move to their next level, they will then have the incentive to pick some more up again. But also doing it as a reward under pathways is not the only reason why we want people to help out. I guess they're the obvious answers I can think of to that.
Nice. Thanks for that. Another question from Winnie Wu from Glen Iris. With the other club series, the Success Club series, Better Speaker, Leadership Excellence series, for those extras, do we have to purchase that club series path? As my understanding is, it's free. That's what Winnie's question. I believe so. It's all free. Part of the path.
Okay.
Right, so Vijay, my question is, my understanding is that when we do a path, it's the first path is free. If you want to do simultaneous path, we're going to purchase a second additional path.
You got to pay for the second
one. So if we were to do the club series path, do we have to pay for that?
No, there's no separate path for club series.
Okay, right.
It's embedded in your level itself now. It's part of your level 3, 4, 5.
All right, okay. Sorry, I misunderstood that. So yeah, so it's so if we were to say pass a level 3, all the extras is embedded in there. So you just got to, I guess, go through the check boxes and do it.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Janet again from Speaker's Corner. As a newbie returning Toastmasters, am I excluded from doing roles that exist at higher level if they are not in presentation mastery?
Okay. Well, no, you're not excluded, but it's difficult to get it to count for anything until you reach that, until you reach the higher level. Now, in theory, if you're in a particular level now, you can't apply what you did before you reach that level to counting this level now, nor are you supposed to hold back what you're doing in this level now to be awarded for in another level. That's a theory, though. You'll find that when you go into base camp, there are no checks for that. So I guess it's up to the member and the VP and the club to determine how they want to play with that.
Mark, if I can ask, as VPE, and already as a DTM and having finished already a pathway, I am and I must meet every criteria in the new enhancements of the second pathway that I'm now doing. Is that correct?
From here on, if that's what you meant, yes.
Yes. And I agree that it doesn't matter if you're someone who was in Toastmasters 1, 5, or 10 years ago.
Yes.
You may have that accreditation now as a CTM or ATM or DTM.
Yes.
But right now, this day, every person must meet all the requirements of the new pathways.
That's right.
From here on, yes, correct.
That's what I thought. Thank you.
Yeah. So if you happen to have a list, which I do, I tend to record everything I've ever done. And it's a never-ending list of things that you've done and might never claim. And you might think, well, I'd like to claim something I did ages ago because now I'm required. TI's expectation is that you're really starting from scratch, and what you've done before is not supposed to be applied. I'm kind of interested in the shades of grey in the middle. Like, did you do something very recently just before you started this particular level? I guess that's a discussion each member would have to have with their VPE.
Yeah. Cool. And there's a couple of more questions. Graham has asked, don't people volunteer to do assigned roles when they sign up? Yes, they do. But the club offices are facing challenges in getting people signed up for the roles. So these enhancements will help the club offices to easily fill up the roles. The next one, Judy is asking about free toast host easy speak. I will leave the question to Mark, but before Mark answering the question, I got some information from Danny Schaffer from Vice President Education from Maccabi Toastmaster. Danny found a way to generate a report of these roles from free toast host. So Danny has given the 6 steps. If you have a free toast host, go to your calendar, click on any agenda. I'll better put this in the chat box as well. So if you want, you can store it for your future reference. Go to the once the agenda is open, you can see the buttons immediately at the top of the agendas.
Yep.
Click the edit button, and then from there a drop-down window opens. Use the filters. You can select the pathway and the role, generate the report. So there's the 6 steps Danny has given. I put them in the chat box as well. Probably I will put all this information in an email sent to all the members so that you can use it for your reference.
Yep.
But I'm not sure that's answering to Judy's question. Judy's question is saying any link or sync with the EasySpeak or FreeToast host to track equal distribution of meeting roles with these new enhancements. Mark, do you have any answer to that?
If you mean, is there a connection between Basecamp and FreeToast or EasySpeak? The answer is no, unfortunately. And so what it's going to rely on are a number of things. We all have the problem of you make an agenda, which is what's intended to happen in the meeting, then that's not how it works in the meeting. And somebody's not there, and somebody else does a role, or roles change entirely, right? And therefore, if you look historically through the agendas, it's not going to necessarily match properly what actually happened. So this is going to rely now on VPs reconciling their agendas. That is, the day after the meeting, hopping back on and amending the agenda to correspond to what actually happened, because that outline that you just gave of the little outline of the person, which, by the way, on the right-hand side at the top of the agenda, you've got an icon for email, an icon for printer, and the next one along is the outline of a person. And you can get the reports of either everybody or just yourself or just particular roles. You can set all the filters for that. But of course, what it's going to pick up is what the agenda said. And if the agendas haven't been reconciled, it's not necessarily going to be correct. So this is going to put more work now on VPs to make sure that they keep track of things on amending their agenda to reconcile it with what actually happened.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Mark. There's another question from Matt.
Right. So I've had a little play around in Pathways, and I'm just curious whether or not there is a plan to implement this more readily the way they've done. Because I've had, like, I love this concept in theory. I love it in theory. But in practice, it looks a lot like they've taken a series they already had and it's just sort of stapled on. Because in order to like access any of the new like successful speaker series, you click on the learn more, and then it takes you out of Basecamp into a separate part of the website to download a zip file, as opposed to like, even though I selected to go into my path, they don't even go in your sidebar. It appears that it's taking you offsite. Do you know whether or not there are plans to properly implement it, like they have electives where you select them and they pop in your sidebar and you go through and learn without having to download offsite? Well, not offsite, but outside of Basecamp.
I don't know the answer to that. Sorry.
Yeah. So at the moment, it is going outside the Basecamp. what I am understand is they taken the first step just to integrate this additional Club Success Series speaker series into the base camp, but it's not at like 100%. It's not integrated. So it is making us to go outside the base camp. So we pass that command back to TI. This is one of the thing we are looking for. Yeah, let's hopefully they will integrate that 100%.
Like I said, I love this idea in theory. It's just I know for a fact there's going to be people who already struggle with pathways, and adding in a separate thing is going to be fun, to put it lightly.
Yeah.
Graham has a question.
Yeah, not a question so much as just to let people that aren't familiar with it know that Easy Speak tries to, if you like, force the VPE to do a reconciliation, such as you talked about, before you can close a meeting. And if you don't close the meeting, it stops you creating other meetings in the future.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of eSpeak, I'm guessing that you're familiar with the main difference between Free Toast and Easy Speak is that with Easy Speak, you can have access to the records of a member in other clubs as well as your own. There are controversies as to whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Some see it as a privacy invasion from the perspective of trying to find out what your member has done in other clubs as well as your club. It's a very handy feature.
Yeah. Thanks for that. And is there any other questions from anyone? It's being mindful of the time. We are already 10 minutes past. See, I can honestly believe these enhancements will help the club officers to fill up the roles pretty quickly, smoothly. The challenges that we are facing to motivate, inspire members to put up their hands, that will go away now. So this will make the clubs more active, make the people to participate in the club operations. So that will help all of us. And also for the members, they get to experience these different types of roles. They never put up their hands, but now they're going to do this grammarian role, timer, Toastmaster of the day. So it's a bit of experience for them as well. Plus, they're going to do leadership series, which will make more leaders for us, for the district, more club officers in the future, more area directors and division directors. So that's going to help the district as well. So that's exactly the reason why myself and Mark, we are pretty excited with these changes. Yeah. Mark, do you want to say any final words before we close the meeting?
I guess the final words are that I'm well aware that there are some exciting aspects of this, and no doubt there are going to be some burdens that people are going to feel. Especially VPs are going to be saying, "How do I keep track of it?" We've answered some of those questions with the going into free toasters outlining the little man, etc. It strikes me that we're entering an era of questioning what kind of role the VP has, which at one extreme can be the trusting VP who knows everybody well and is fairly confident that they're doing those roles, versus perhaps at the other extreme saying, well, I'm not going to mark any of these off until you provide the proof. And perhaps in the middle is the burden on the VP who now feels obliged to do all the checking of the work themselves. Which you want to take is going to be something that you'll have to work out which you're comfortable with. And I'm sure there are going to be many more questions to come after this.
Nice. So feel free to send in questions. If your question is not answered, send an email to pqd@D73 or reach out to your division directors, area directors. I'm in touch with them continuously with the division directors and area directors. They would also be happy to help you. Nice. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for coming up today. Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time.